Welcome to our unboxing series. Today we're going to go over the Medela Swing Maxi Hands-free. You may have seen the Swing Maxi before, but now it has the updated hands-free collection kit included with it. Today we will review the special features of the Swing Maxi, what's included in the box, how to assemble it, how to use it, and then some care and cleaning. And by the way, if you haven't ordered your pump through insurance yet, please reach out to us at aceleron.com/order and we can help get that order started for you. So the Swing Maxi has a few special features. Now that it has the hands-free collection kit, it is considered a wearable pump, and that collection kit actually only has 3 pieces, which is really awesome. It's a little bit less to keep track of, and when you're cleaning it, it's a little easier. It also does have the handle that was already on there, but now they include a lanyard. So not only can it be hands-free, not having to hold the collection cup, but it's also something that can be hands-free with that lanyard, so you don't have to hold the motor itself either. And it does have a built-in rechargeable battery, so it charges just like a cell phone. You can use it on the go. And it's still able to do single or double pumping through the tubing. The charging cord is a USB charger, and it does charge really easily with the outlet plug included in the kit. Lastly, they also include 2 sizes of breast shields in the kit for you, so you are good to go for starting to find your correct flange fit, which we all know is super important. So let's jump into how to assemble the Swing Maxi hands-free. Now, I mentioned in the special features that it is pretty easy because there are only 3 pieces to the collection kit. So this is what it looks like fully assembled before we go into actually putting the tubing on. So the breast shields themselves, you'll see where it actually attaches to your body. And then on the other side is where we're going to put our membrane or our backflow protector. So this diaphragm is going to keep milk from getting in your tubing, because this pump is still considered a closed system and nothing belongs in your tubing but air. It is recommended to start with the bottom. Your valve is included as a part of that diaphragm, so they're all one piece. And that's going to attach to the bottom here. And you'll see that it sits on there only one way, so there's no way to put it on incorrectly. Then you're going to take the actual diaphragm and push around the edge of that circle so that it inserts right on there. And there is a little sort of space between where it sits on either side of a hard plastic piece in the middle. So that's super easy to put on, and again, it can't go on in any other way, so there's no way to do it incorrectly. Then you have the collection cup itself, and at the top is the pour spout, and that notch is also where the top of the breast shield is going to go in. One thing to note before we move on to that though is that there is an O-ring on all of the breast shields. So all 4 breast shields that are included in the kit already have an O-ring on there. And this does not need to come off when you're cleaning, so when we talk about assembling, it's already going to be on there. So take that spout to the collection kit, and that's going to go on this little protrusion on the flange itself. And you're going to start there and close down until you hear a little bit of a click, and you'll see it's fully sealed all the way around, and everything should line up pretty well here. For that collection kit, that's it. Super easy. When we have our tubing, you have a longer piece here with a triangle attachment, and that's the side that's going to go to the breast pump motor, and that also has a little triangle opening on the side so you know exactly where it goes. The 2 shorter pieces at the top of the Y, you'll see that the M in Medela faces up. These are the parts that go onto the actual collection kit. So at the top of the collection kit, there's a circle and a little opening. That is going to stick in for the top of the tubing, and it can face in either direction. So you can see right now the way I have it, Medela is upside down. That's okay. It doesn't actually change it. So if Medela is facing upright, what changes is just the direction that your tubing is facing. So depending on what type of shirt you're wearing. If you're double pumping, you would have both collection kits attached and you could pump both sides at the same time. If you're going to be single pumping, you want to make sure that this tubing that's open, it does need to go onto the top of that Y tubing so that it doesn't pull in any air, so that when you're pumping one side, you actually have suction on the side that you're trying to use. So make sure that's put in there. And again, for double pumping, it just comes right off, both collection kits, and good to go. So the last thing that I want to note is that the top of the pump has this little handle as well as the spot where you're going to put your adapter for charging it. And your lanyard will attach right to that if you would like to use it, but that's just optional, so you don't have to. And lastly, one thing that we often get questions about is how to take the milk out of the pump when you're done pumping. And that pour spout is right at the top, so you're just going to pour directly from that before you disassemble the pump. And that's assembly. So the actual function or use of the Swing Maxi is the exact same from the previous model when it didn't have the hands-free collection kit. It does only have those 4 buttons, so it is very simple to use. You can see we have a power button, our 2-phase button, and our minus and plus to change your suction strength. The tubing does attach on the side here, and at the top right behind that handle is where the plug is for charging your pump. So when you turn your pump on, you're going to press the power button there, and it will automatically start in that letdown or stimulation phase. And that's a faster suck pattern, but typically not as high of a strength for the actual initiation of your letdown, literally just getting your milk to start flowing. The only thing you have to do after turning it on is pressing your plus or minus to change the suction strength to what is most comfortable for you. We recommend going up and up and up until it's uncomfortable, and then back down 1 or 2, so you're using, again, your highest comfort strength. Your letdown typically happens after the first 1 to 2 minutes of pumping. So once you have your letdown, you're going to push this 2-phase button here to switch to expression mode. And then again, you're going to change your suction strength with that plus and minus between the 9 levels to find, again, what's most comfortable for you. Expression mode is where you typically spend the majority of your pumping time. A typical pumping session is around 15 minutes. When you've finished pumping, you just push the power button to turn the pump off. And next time you go to pump, when you push the power button again, it automatically starts in that first massage or initiation mode. And again, the only thing you need to do is change your suction strength. And once you finish your pumping session, if you have downloaded the Medela Family app, you are able to track your sessions right in the app itself. All right, so now we're gonna move over to cleaning. So cleaning this pump, again, I keep saying it over and over, but it is one of the things that's really easy because the collection kit only has 3 pieces. But when we're thinking about all of the parts, there are a few things that we're gonna keep totally to the side. Obviously, our charging capabilities, so our cord, our adapter for the outlet, and then our actual lanyard and the motor itself. None of these need to be submerged in water. If anything gets on there, just wipe them with a wet cloth and just put them to the side. The other thing that does not need to be cleaned is the tubing. So again, that diaphragm that's in the collection kit keeps milk and moisture out of this tubing, so you should not need to clean it with appropriate use. So that's also going to go to the side. When we disassemble our collection kit, your first step is going to be putting that milk wherever you choose to store it or putting it in a feeding bottle. When we disassemble it, we're going to do the opposite of when we put it together. So we started at the top to put it together. We're gonna start at the bottom to take it apart. So you can just do it right here, and you're going to have your empty collection cup to the side, and you're gonna take that diaphragm or that backflip protector off, and you're fully separated. The CDC's guidelines on cleaning your collection kit are to clean it after every pumping session. So this is, for example, if you're pumping twice a day, you're washing it twice a day. And then also they have the recommendation to sanitize at least once a day. This is morning, afternoon, or night, whatever works for you. No matter what, you're gonna take your parts, which will be fully separated. You're gonna rinse off any excess breast milk droplets that are on them. And then you're gonna choose between 2 options for cleaning that Medela recommends. The first option is in the sink. So you're gonna take a clean separate bowl from the rest of your food dishes, put your parts in some warm soapy water. They'll soak for about 5 minutes, wash as you normally would, rinse with clear water for a little bit, and then you're going to put them on a clean dish towel or a paper towel to air dry. The other option is the dishwasher. So for the dishwasher, it's top rack only. All of these parts are able to go on there. If they go below the top rack, it can be too hot and we don't want it to, ruin your parts in any way. So keep them on the top rack, run it as you normally would, and try to take them out right when the cycle is done because you don't want to keep them in any sort of wet environment for too long after. So those are your 2 options for washing. The other thing for sanitizing, again, is only once a day. This is especially important for any babies born prematurely, any babies under 3 months old, and anyone with a sensitive immune system. When you're doing that, there are 4 main options for sanitizing. The first one is boiling. So you take a large stock pot where the water is a few inches above the actual pump parts, and you're going to boil them for 10 minutes at most. After those 10 minutes, you're going to take them out and they'll simply air dry. The other option is a standalone sterilizer. So if you have something like that stands on your counter, you can use that. Just make sure you follow all the guidelines in there, using correct amount of water, seeing if it has a dry cycle or not, or if the parts need to air dry. The third option is the dishwasher itself. Again, this is top rack only, and you want to make sure you follow your dishwasher's manufacturer guidelines for any sanitizing cycle it might have. The last option is the micro steam bags that Medela makes. These just look like large sandwich bags. Your parts will already be clean and separated. You throw them in there with a certain amount of water, and you microwave them to steam them, and that's how you sanitize. Those are great for on the go or away from the home, back to work, anything like that. Outside of all of those recommendations, it really is your lifestyle and your preferences. But before first use, it's recommended to do the warm soapy water in the sink and then move to the boiling method for the 10 minutes. And then again, after that first time, whatever works best for you. Something of note is if you are going to clean in the dishwasher, it's recommended to do that at most only once a day. The reason why we have this unboxing series is because we truly care about your journey, prenatal, all the way through postpartum, and even a return to work. So this YouTube unboxing series is just one part of that support that we offer. We also, on Aceleron.com, have other things available for you. We have one-on-one unboxings. We have other consults, like a return to work or a flange fit, and we even have a support group for you. And so all of this is really to make sure that you feel fully supported throughout the entire journey. And so you can find all of these resources, plus videos, guides, and more at Aceleron.com.